Hello Aries and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess. This is your weekly love reading. It is any kind of connection. It is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate. They're not time specific, so it's all about divine timing. You can go back through some older readings in the channel. And what else was I going to say? If you'd like to skip this spiel on intro, then there will be a timestamp in the description box below. You can also reverse the placements of the characters. So let's get straight into it, Aries. What have we got for you today? What have we got for Aries? The cards have been popping today, but not for you, Aries. So what's happening? What's going on with Aries? Here we go. Okay. Wow. Okay, we have Gazelle and Snake have popped their heads out. So I feel like you're Gazelle, Aries. That's a fire sign there represented with that upward pointing triangle. And the person you're dealing with is Snake, which is an earth energy. It doesn't necessarily mean they're an earth sign, but there's an earth energy. It's interesting that the shape of the snake reflects this circle here, reflects this circle that's happening. There's an ending that's happening that you are observing. And I feel like it's more an end of a cycle. So it's a moment of waiting for this to finish, waiting, not necessarily the connection with you with this other person, but I'm not necessarily getting that the connection is finishing. I'm getting that there's something, your person is finishing something. So whether it's like they're finishing some form of study, they're finishing a cycle in their life, they're transitioning to a new phase of life, whatever it is, you're waiting and watching and observing what it is that they're going through, just going, okay, I'll be here when you come out the other end of this. You just kind of need to go through this, whatever this is. So let's pull some clarifiers for you, Aries. Let's pull some clarifiers for Aries. We have the Five of Cups for them. So this is definitely related to some kind of disappointment or loss, perhaps. And we have the Page of Swords and the Sun. Beautiful. So there's clarity coming. Great. Okay, and let's pull some cards for you. There's some clarity and happiness once they get through the other end of this, the other side of it, whatever it is that they're in at the moment is finishing. You've got the Knight of Swords, the Six of Wands, beautiful. Some lovely fire energy coming through for you, Aries. And the Queen of Pentacles, beautiful. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So there's a lot of stability happening, some beautiful foundations, long-term stability at the heart of this relationship here. So this could be definitely a long-term partner. So let's start with you, shall we? If I can pick these up. We have the Knight of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. You know, you're not wanting to actually get involved here. That Six of Wands, you know, you can see the two horses are going in different directions, opposite directions. You're seeing that for this to be a successful and nurturing relationship, something long-term that you can really make into something beautiful and grounding, you need to get away from this Knight of Swords energy, which is wanting to, the fight or flight, to wanting to go in and either flee a situation or fix it or fight and solve it for them. So you're very much going the right course, understanding what the right course of action is here for you, for this to be a successful venture for them. So which is pretty much staying out of it, letting them do their thing, not feeling any need to get involved with whatever this is that's happening for them. And yeah, definitely is going to move towards something beautiful that can be nurtured long-term in your relationship. So I think both of you, yep, thank you, George, agrees. Both of you are thinking this is something that could move forward here. They have had some kind of setback or disappointment here with that Five of Cups energy, but they're managing to kind of find a way. They're kind of pulling themselves out of it a little bit, finding a different perspective. It's like they've half pulled themselves out though, because they are halfway through the transition, really, or a third of the way through. If we think of there's 3 phases here. So the first phase is loss. This phase is trying to regain some kind of clarity, trying to make sense of the situation, trying to understand it. And then there is full understanding, there's clarity and happiness, and a breakthrough has come through here with this. So whatever the cycle or whatever it is that's finishing, it could be some kind of negative cycle. It could just be, you know, again, I keep getting study for some of you, but there's definitely a breakthrough. So just really pulling themselves out of whatever this is. So yeah, it's really positive. Okay, Aries. So let's pull a card for the connection. Okay, roosters are like, yep, hope and happiness. Hope and happiness. So yeah, definitely. That's what that Sun card is, very much about happiness. And I feel like, you know, once this is kind of, this too shall pass, once they get on the other side of whatever it is that they're going through, there's going to be a lot of joy and happiness. So remain hopeful, keep that hope up. Okay, message from the angels for Aries. Message from the angels for Aries. The roosters definitely want to talk to you. We have unlikely. Unlikely. Okay, so let's pull a clarifier for that as well. Aries. They've got unlikely and not the right time. So if they're trying to manifest something or make something happen here, the whole reason it's probably not working is because they are in the middle of that cycle. The cycle needs to complete and end before they can get to that other side. So pushing it and trying to get to somewhere or before it naturally has this evolution is not going to work here. So yeah, it just needs a bit of time for this to process and this to happen. Okay, roosters just going off. Okay, Aries, let's pull some cards for the outcome with the energies as they stand as is. And as I always say, energies can shift and change. It very much is this sense that this person is in a cycle at the moment, so it is going to change. Let's find out some potential outcome. Let's have a look at the energy. Look, the Death card, transformation. And I keep getting the life cycle of a butterfly for whatever reason. We have the High Priestess. This is a huge transformation that's happening for them on a very deep level, very deep spiritual level. I don't think any of those felt right. So I'm just going to keep shuffling, Aries. One last card. One last card for Aries. Oh, that's the card that I just put back. So obviously I just didn't want that card to come out. But sometimes you just can't control it, can you? Okay, we have Death card, the High Priestess, and the Five of Wands. So a big transformation. A big transformation is coming up. Like I said, it's very intuitive with that High Priestess coming through. There's this sense of almost having to surrender to the process of what's going on here. There is potential for some conflict to erupt out of this at the end of the cycle within a group situation. So if your person might be thinking of breaking away from a group or doing something differently from some kind of group collective or group mentality or group consciousness, collective consciousness, whatever it is, it could potentially create some conflict. But you are also, this is within the group, not within you and the connection with that person. So it feels like this is a necessary, it's almost like they're breaking through the shackles of some kind of expectation or social unwritten social rules here. And so it's going to go towards a lot of happiness and for the two of you, because you've broken free of that, especially them, and because they've broken free, you'll feel happy as well. But yeah, there is that little element of there could be a little bit of conflict that arises from it as well. So I hope that makes sense, Aries. If you'd like to hear more, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. And if with that conflict, I wouldn't worry too much about that. It just feels like a necessary cycle that this person has to go through, and it's a transformation. It was always going to happen, and it would, if they stayed within those rules and bounds of those, felt bound by those expectations or whatever it is that this sense of this cycle that they're in relates to, they would start to get really depressed and kind of down, really negative. They needed to break free of this. So it's positive, that conflict. I don't want to end it on conflict. I'm just saying it's a positive. So I hope that makes sense, Aries. If you'd like to hear more, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Take care. Bye.